Fifth part of when you fell for a dangerous man, your possessive best friend was obsessed with you. Author point of view. My brother must be on the run. He looked darkly at you and then at the man who was standing like a devil on the bonnet. You leaned towards Taehyung when that huge man jumped down and headed towards your side. What is he doing? He knocked on window pane and Taehyung opened the door of his side. You grabbed his hand when he was about to step out. Jan, don't go. Your heart pounding fast as your mind wasn't processing. Don't worry. Your hand slipped from his as he stepped out and shut the door. The man from your side disappeared. Taehyung was talking with them. It looked like they were investigating him. He turned his head towards you and gave you an assuring nod. You wondered how he managed to stand and talk when he was shot just minutes ago. He was coming back. You sighed when he adjusted on the driving seat. A man put his hand on the door while his silver eyes set on you. Jade, he called with a warning. Jade, so this is that girl. His eyes glinting as he didn't move them from your face. I already told you. Jade finally moved his eyes from you to him. Jade, your brother needs to surrender if he doesn't want us to use unofficial ways. Before getting back, he passed you another dark look. You looked at Taehyung, who was just focused ahead. You opened your mouth to question him, but closed when he angrily switched the key in ignition. The speed was faster than before. You tightly clenched on your seat belt. Jan, Taehyung. Your voice was just a whisper that muffled in high engine noise. Jan, slow down, Taehyung. His eyes snapped at you that were burning in anger, but softens when matched with yours. The speed was slowed down, and you sighed in relief. The car halted outside his mansion. You followed him inside. Jan, what was that about? He stopped on his tracks. Jan, who were those people? That Jade. He shifted in his place. Jan, what did he mean by unofficial ways? You took a deep breath after asking all that. He momentarily eyed you with a disapproving look. Ta, can't you see that I am? You already forgot that I was sure because of you. Jan, that wasn't because of me. You began to protest but stopped. He seemed in pain. Jan, treat yourself since hospitals cannot. He burned at your taunt and walked towards his room. You bit your lip, realizing your words. After an hour, he came down and went to kitchen. He couldn't believe his eyes when he saw his royal kitchen messed up. Sauces were everywhere. Bottles were without caps. Smell of burnt meat was strong enough to strangle anyone. Jan, why this thing stuck on the pan? Then he noticed you. White stained top and some sauce in hairs. Staring at pan, you were trying to scrape off the burnt stuff. Ta, what have you been doing? His cold, sharp voice made you bounce at your place. You frowned when he approached you. Jan, can't you see I was making something for lunch? He again looked at all the mess. You call this making lunch? He pointed at the pan in your hand. Jan, I just burned a little. You murmured, little? You sighed and threw the pan in the sink. Jan, at least I tried. I felt bad for you and wanted to make something. His features softened as your face saddened. He opened the fridge and looked if something was left. Taking out vegetables, he started cutting them expertly. His fingers moved fast as he decorated them in a plate and sprinkled some spices. Jan, what is this? You asked with a frown when he forwarded it to you. Salad. Jan, I don't want to eat these veggies. Then That burnt meat. He pulled the plate towards himself. He was eating it while making face like it tastes delicious. You moved your gaze when he looked at you. Ta, want some? Chan, no. You stormed out in slow speed that he might stop you, but he didn't. He brought you out in his car and stopped in front of a cafe. Ta, wait here. I will bring something for you. Chan, I can go. I mean, you are already driving with a fresh wound when you should rest at home. Ta, don't worry. You rolled your eyes when he still went out. Jan, he didn't even ask what I want. Half an hour passed and he didn't come back. You opened the car door to check on him. Across the road, you noticed a shadow disappeared and then you ignored. There was no one inside the cafe except two brothers, Taehyung and Jungkook. Ta, I advised you to not run. JK, I am not going to let them decide for my future. You heard Taehyung scoffed while Jungkook's face hardened. Ta, you think you can have a future if you will keep running like this? JK, Jan, she is everything to me. You felt a pang in your heart. What he feels for you was one sided. Ta, what? JK, she will help me. Help you in what? What jealousy in Taehyung's tone. JK, I will take her with me. We will have a perfect life away from these people. His words clenched your stomach. You never committed to him for any such thing. Taehyung's face contoured and he struggled to control his anger. Ta, what makes you think that she will go with you? JK, she is my best friend. Ta, that's why the team is after you. Your so called obsession doesn't care about others. JK, I love her, he yelled, and you flinched with a small scream. Shiver engulfed your body when Jungkook looked at you. Taehyung turned and sighed in annoyance. JK, Jean, you stepped back that darkened his arms. Ta, they are here. Jungkook passed him a shocking look. JK, I should have aimed perfectly for your heart. Did he shot him? With anger, you headed to him. Jan, what have you been doing, Jungkook? How can you talk about killing your own brother? You pushed him with your hands on his chest. Jan, and I am not gonna come with you to go anywhere. He held your hands with a saddening look in his eyes. JK, please come with me, Jan. I will keep you the happiest. Please, I cannot live without anymore. You pulled your hand. Jan, I don't feel the same for you. Tears pricked your eyes, but that was the truth. A bullet crossed the glass door and perished in Jungkook's arm. Taehyung pulled you to himself and covered you. He took you behind the counter as more bullets made their way to cafe, shattering all glass, windows and doors. JK, Jan, please come with me. He also followed you people to hide and held your hand. Just give in, brother, or get killed. JK, to live in small dark room for the rest of my life? No, Shan. We can find a way. JK, there is no other way. Footsteps came near. They were approaching. Your heart droned when Taehyung pushed him towards the entrance. Jungkook's eyes fixed on you, shattered you. Two men entered and were at the moment. And that was Jungkook who did that. Don't Jungkook. He was making it more complicated. More men came in and he didn't stop. You had never seen him this wild. He was always possessive for you, easily fell in fights, but that was cruel. Fear took over you when he pointed his at Taehyung. JK, leave Jan here. Jan, have you lost it, Jungkook? JK, come on, brother. You cannot believe that was your friend. Taehyung kept you behind himself and didn't move an inch. Ta, how many will you kill? There are more to come. JK, leave Jan and go. His tight grip on weapon made you clench on Taehyung. Ta, I promised her to keep her safe, so no way that I would leave her here. JK, she will be safe with me. Jan, I don't want. Words muffled when his gaze shifted to you. He looked different. His eyes were yelling danger. Da, try Jungkook. Taehyung removed your hand and held your gaze. Trust me. He gestured you to stand aside. Jungkook pulled the and a whooshing sound left you stunned when, in a second, Taehyung was behind Jungkook. Da, brother. With a grin, he called his name. Jungkook turned and Taehyung pulled the from his hand. They didn't fight for long as soon. Jungkook was on the floor. You ran to Taehyung when he pointed the same at him. And Yan, please don't. Just in a few days things were changed. How were you supposed to hate the person who was your best friend for years? Jungkook was barely breathing and was half conscious. You pulled Taehyung along with you, and more men appeared and gathered around Jungkook. His last words that fell in your ears shuddered you. JK, I will come for you, Jan. To be continued. Thanks for watching. Stay safe and healthy and love you all.